program. Hello, you beautiful people. I'm your boyfriend, George Stroumboulopoulos. All right, come on. James Vanderbeek is in the red chair today. Very excited to have the wonderful James. There are a few things to talk about with James. One of the things is you're really famous, and all you want to do is run and hide, which, as he has said in the past, not good for fame. We're going to get into that with him a little bit later on, and a couple of things to prepare you for a very important date in the calendar, which is coming up 1 month today. You know what else is coming up? Not 1 month, but a little bit longer. March 25th. If you're like me, you've circled March 25th on your calendar because that is the day we get a brand new Johnny Cash record. Now, he's still making records somewhere in the universe, just not on this little green and blue marble anymore. But he's got this record they found. It's called Out Among the Stars. 12 songs, all recorded in the 80s, all previously unreleased. And I bring it up today because today we got the first released. It's called And How Country Is This? She Used to Love Me a Lot. Yes, tell me about that, John. The story is actually interesting behind the album. Johnny's son, John Carter Cash, found the master in a huge stash of Johnny and June's stuff. I should say Mr. and Mrs. Cash's stuff, right? How incredible. I know that I'll be listening to it tonight. Cash fans, I think you're with me. You ready? Let's deal with the day. So, 3 quick things here that kind of illustrate the human condition in their sad reality before we get to news in Canada. Number 1, if you are going to commit a crime and consensual sex is important to you, which I think we can all agree it should be, don't do it in Mississippi. Mississippi is ditching their conjugal visit program. It now leaves only 5 states where you can get a visitor, if you know what I'm saying. And I'm pretty sure you know what I'm saying. So, with Mississippi out, here are the 5 states left: California, Connecticut, New Mexico, New York, and Washington. Clearly, it's an East Coast, West Coast thing. What, the heartland has no room for sweet caressings? That's one thing. Number 2, if you are going to get on death row, if there's just no way around it, you're like, I'm going to be on death row. First of all, don't. But if you're going to, don't pick Wyoming. Wyoming has the death penalty. So do other states. But Wyoming, you're supposed to die by lethal injection. Or if lethal injection isn't available, you'd think they'd be stocked up. But if it isn't available, the gas chamber. Wyoming currently doesn't have an operational gas chamber. And, as it turns out, they're running out of the chemicals that you use for lethal injection. So one state senator is proposing they return to firing squads. It's 2014. We don't have any chemicals. We'd rather just use bullets and just get someone to fix the gas chamber. Bullet, there's nothing funny about it, but it is consistent with what's going on in the outside world. Let me ask you a question. If you're standing beside somebody right now, or sitting beside, or even better, laying beside somebody right now, who doesn't know that much about your past, don't acknowledge this outwardly. But have you ever gotten so annoyed with someone that you pulled out a gun and fatally shot that person? For the record, the answer should be no. The answer should always be no to that. But a guy was shot and killed in a movie theater for texting during the previews. Chad Olson is his name. He was the victim. He was texting his daughter when they were going to see that movie, that Lone Survivor movie. Texting his daughter during the previews. Curtis Reeves is the killer. Curtis Reeves, a 71-year-old retired police officer. I feel that I also don't need to tell you that killing is wrong. But I do think it's important to tell you, texting during the previews is okay. That's when you're allowed to text, during the previews. It's not like he was texting during the climactic final scene of Lone Survivor, where after 2 hours of drama, Mark Wahlberg and Taylor Kitsch finally kiss. Did I just spoil that? Did I just spoil that one? Listen, Canada, I know some people on Twitter have been going, oh, that's America. Let's not be smug about America, because we still have this.
With all due respect, Councillor Stintz, you were nowhere to be found also during the 10 days of the storm.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, just...
Right?
Okay,
Oh, no,
I have a legitimate question for the mayor. Just because he didn't see me doesn't mean I wasn't there. Is that what you're trying to suggest?
Why are you getting so upset? Why are you getting so upset?
I'm just curious.
You're getting so upset.
That is not my question. I didn't ask the mayor where I was during the holiday. I know where I was. I didn't ask him to account for my presence. I asked him a very specific question, which he is not answering.
You know I led the charge on the storm, correct? You know that. Admit that.
Sorry, I didn't see you, Mr. Mayor, in my neighborhood. No, I didn't actually.
See 300
I didn't
pounds
see
of
you
fun
on
every day?
Deloraine when the street was out, actually.
Or maybe 295
I didn't see you in Bedford Park, and I didn't see you on St. Clements.
Everybody...
Okay, that's it.
What what makes that news is, for once, Rob Ford wasn't the least rational half of an argument. Mayor Ford insists that all the voters really care about is spending, right? Spending their money wisely, which brings us to this. It's a great CBC News exclusive on a series of ads that were produced by the federal government. The government produced these ads to plug their Canada Job Grant program. You should check it out on the website, cbc.ca. But basically, the Harper government spent $2.5 million last year to advertise this new job training program. You may remember them for the playoffs in the NHL. It was this thing here.
I've been working hard for the past few weeks trying to find a new job, but I don't have the right skills for the jobs available. How can I get more training?
With the new Canada Job Grant, the Government of Canada will partner with businesses, provinces and territories to help Canadians get the right skills for available jobs.
Yeah, that's cool, right? Job trainings and skill are very important. What could possibly be wrong with this? Well, here's what's wrong. The program was never actually launched. Did you notice the little writing down there on the corner? Can we see that again, right there? Subject to parliamentary approval. Well, they have a majority. That's because it didn't quite exist back when the ads were aired. And it still doesn't exist. And the truth is, probably doomed from the beginning. Provinces had to agree to kick in about a third of the funding, and if you follow your own provincial politics, notwithstanding Alberta and Newfoundland, most of your provinces aren't exactly rolling in it. Government spending money on programs they know doesn't exist. Wasting money for show. Who wouldn't like that? Who wouldn't like that?
The Prime Minister stop the waste and abuse right now in order a freeze of all discretionary government advertising.
Well, I wonder what the old Stephen Harper would be like having lunch with the new Stephen Harper. That would be a strange one, certainly. Okay, so that's one thing I want to tell you about. Now, there's something else that's coming, and I say this to you because I care. And it's just around the corner. I want to go through my day timer, if I can. January 12th, nothing really happened. Boring. January 13th, oh. January 14th, 1 month of Valentine's Day! Yay! Listen, let me tell you something right now. Because the flame I carry in my heart for you simply can't be extinguished. Listen, okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, it is 1 month today from Valentine's Day. I'm talking to you. You know who I'm talking about, right? I'm talking to the person who goes, today's Valentine's Day? Don't say you weren't warned. You have 1 month. Start planning now. You have the Google machine. Go on there and say, what do I do for Valentine's Day? Question mark. There will be a whole bunch of blogs. There will be a whole bunch of blogs for you. I was curious, though, how is Canada preparing for Valentine's Day? We took to the streets.
What's going to happen a month from now? Well, in terms of what? In terms of weather? In terms of what?
A month from now? I don't know.
Family Day?
Is it the election?
Sochi Olympics? Black History Month?
I get back surgery.
Not much.
Eating food with my boyfriend?
Well, it's a month from now, so.
I think I have a midterm that day, actually. Yeah, I do.
Watching Gossip Girl.
Sitting alone playing video games.
I don't know if I really have anything planned. I was going to let him take the wheel there.
I know I'm married. I don't have to worry about that.
Dude, you're exactly the person who has to worry about that. You're exactly. Chocolate, flowers, video games, apparently for the one guy, which reminds me, not everyone has plans. So if you don't have someone special in your mind for Valentine's Day, that's okay. I'll see you on Tinder. I should have said Christian Mingle. Actually, more accurately, I'll see you on J-Date. And that's your debrief.